Hi everyone, welcome to another My Life in Objects video. Sadly I've got to start this a little bit further in than when I originally shot it because this particular playing card package was completely sealed, and as I got into to open it, the camera failed. So this is take two. Anyway, I'm sure it won't detract from the overall story behind this. So yeah, often when I'm out travelling to different places, there's a number of things I try and pick up. So often I'll pick a book up or a magazine, and then something connected with music, and then also I try and pick up some sort of like non-Magic the Gathering card related object. So it might be a tarot card, it might be a top trumps, those sort of things. But when I was over in the UK just before, or just around Christmas of 2024, in Waterstones, I saw a pack of these classic playing cards. So I couldn't resist buying this. I just thought I'd open them for, nostalgia reasons. I don't know, for like a lot of people, I'd be interested to know, one, anybody watching these videos, do you still play card games? Because this sort of style of pack in particular, which is the Waddingtons one from the UK, I remember these so well when I was growing up because both my nan and also I had a granddad as well on my mum's side. So my nan on my dad's side and my granddad on my mum's side. We used to play cards with my nan. It was things like rummy and other games, where you're sort of building sort of sets of cards, those sort of things. She taught me things like how to play clock patience as well. And then with my granddad, it was mainly, we always used to play pontoon. But I always seem to remember that Waddingtons were always the cards that I used to recommend the most. And this is a recent acquisition. It's got the real nice sort of holographic foil thing on here. Also, it's got that it says top trumps on there. So yeah, obviously made by the same people. And it's got that nice paper seal on the top. Like I said, unfortunately, you've missed the initial unwrapping, which had that rather nice go. I always love opening these, that sort of foil seal. Yeah, and I do have this as well, which is unopened, which I received in a stocking. Playing cards were the sort of things that were pretty popular to receive at Christmas card, just as a small gift. So let's just open this up. I got so far in before the camera failed, and we got to this point. So we still have one of these wrappers to open. But yeah, this brings back so many memories. Wow. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually played any like regular game using playing cards. I used to have quite a nice couple of books with sort of classic card games, and I don't know what I did with them. Let's try and get the inner ones. Always fun to. In some ways, these are very similar to how theme decks used to be packaged up with the outer and the inner sleeve on them, or whatever you call this sort of plastic protective wrapping. It's quite different. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay, so I think I'm not going to read this out as I go along. Yeah, so we do have two jokers in here. So that's yeah, it's a classic. I always just remember as a child. And then here's, I'm just going to flick through these so we can sort of see, you know, what the design might be on some of these, and you know, what the court cards look like as well, because they often have, based on the you know, the publisher, whatever you want to call them, they have sort of quite unique styles. So let's just zoom in there a bit so you can just see the design on that central ace of spades. And then this is the, on these, the black. I remember seeing these in both, what's it, blue backs and I think red backs as well, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, this is like the classic. To me, well, to me anyway, you know, growing up in the UK, this is like the classic look of playing cards. Nothing fancy. I mean, it is nice sometimes when you get the ones with the images on them. I bought quite a nice deck one time for my wife, which was, I think it was famous computer games on it. So you can get ones with lots of different art. And, yeah. Oh yeah, classic. So it looks like, that's not unusual, looks like it's the ace of spades, which is the only one that has the quite elaborate central image on it, central design. Everything else is pretty straightforward. There is just one of these ones, like, you know, beauty in the simplicity here. Move on to clubs. In fact, this is quite handy because, of course, the My Life in Objects I'd done previous to this was the AOS tarot deck, and in that, if you remember, it features the different suits as opposed to having maybe the type of things that you normally associate with tarot. You know, sort of, you know, wands and coins and that sort of thing. It has more of the playing card type symbols, like spades, clubs, diamond, hearts. So yeah, I had no idea that with that particular tarot deck, that's the way it was going to go. So it's worked out quite handy with this. That wasn't by design. Then we get onto the hearts. But yeah, this brings back very happy memories of sitting round the kitchen table, either, you know, like one-on-one or with multiple family members, playing cards, mainly in the evenings. You know, way back then, no internet, radio and maybe the TV. I mean, I'm of an age where I can remember that the vast majority of people rented their televisions. And we had a black and white rental for a number of years. We didn't have a colour TV until I was a little bit older. So I think, you know, back then, I was just trying to think now, what's the primary way with me and my brothers used to amuse ourselves? I don't know if I used to play cards so much with them. It was more the adults I used to play cards with, our sort of adult relatives. But so I suppose, you know, the classics that used to come up were things like Monopoly and Game of Life, and we didn't have Mousetrap, I don't think, until I was a lot older. There were a number of quite, you know, it seemed quite expensive games when I was a kid, which you know, I sort of lusted after, I think. But you know, back then, yeah, definitely a pack of playing cards and either a book or someone that knew rules to a certain game was a great way of entertaining you and a group of people. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future video.